Yo, 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 it's your boy Joe, and I want to tell you to watch my video. Joe. That's my name, not my actual name. I'm not lying, I'm not lying. Anyway, here we are again. Of course, my last one might have had some very bad opinions. I could get that video flagged. It's nice. Should I delete it? Just don't watch it. It's way too long. This one should be way shorter. Hopefully, although we have a lot of stuff. So especially on Fridays, we are going to. I've now got a bit more of a schedule, and I'm going to go over the New York Times manga bestseller list every Friday because I just like going over that and saying what's that the top 10 series of every week or every 2 weeks. I'm not exactly sure when they do it. But the list will come out and I'll do it whenever it does, and that should usually be on Fridays. So that will be an extra thing on Fridays, so that's cool. We'll also have we'll start out with the news topics, which I'll talk about a bit, and then we'll talk about rumored stuff that, or stuff that might not necessarily be real. So let's get into it. So our first news story is that we have the first look at Beast in the live action version of the Beauty and the Beast from Disney. But a lot of articles, some might tell you the real thing, but you really don't see the Beast. You don't know. They probably haven't finished the CGI on his face and stuff, so you don't actually know what the Beast looks like, but you know what he looks like in his human form, which is like human. He does kind of look like the how he looked in the cartoon, so at least they got that right. So the next one is that if you liked the the movies, but more so, do you like video games? Video games, I do talk about comics mostly, and TV shows and movies, especially with comics, and also manga and anime, and then some video games. So we don't really have a lot of video game stuff usually, but we have a video game movie, right? Angry Birds. Angry Birds. It was a movie based on a video game. It's getting a sequel. I haven't watched the movie, so I don't know. Maybe I'll love it, but I don't really care. Yeah, okay, cool. That's some video game news, kind of. That's a topic for another day as well. Are mobile games really video games? Some people would say they are. I'm not sure. So next one, we have a story that I could have done yesterday, and I'm going to cover it just slightly. And it's that I believe the Russo brothers, who directed some of the Captain America movies, the second one and the third one, so Winter Soldier and Civil War, and they're also directing Infinity War. They were talking about how Steve, and spoiler alert for Civil War, if you haven't watched it, then probably just skip to like 4:30, like 4:30. I don't know when I'm gonna stop, but I'll put my hand up like this after. But if you don't want to know, but I mean, you should watch Civil War by now. It's on DVD, right? Maybe. Anyway, so in Civil War, spoiler, Steve, of course, is hunted down, and he pretty much, at the end of the movie, he gives away his shield, he runs away, and so they talk about how he's not really Captain America anymore, because he gave that away. He can't be Captain America anymore. He's on the run. And that's very interesting, because you always think, oh, he's just going to come back in the next movie as Captain America. What if he doesn't? What if he's just Steve? I mean, that would be kind of interesting, but I thought, like, he has to come back as Captain America. Come on. It's Avengers Infinity War. It's the movie that all the movies were kind of, going towards. So, he has to be it, right? But what if he's not? I don't know. I mean, I kind of hope he is. So we can have, like, everybody together for at least one last time. But maybe he won't be. That was an interesting thing to say. So now I'll put my hand up. You can come back. We'll go to the next story. So the next story is this another thing that came out yesterday. that's not huge news. We'll just go over it really fast here, and that is that some writers that worked on the Fault in Our Stars, a more teenager by young adult movie, are working on the New Mutants movie, which is of course a movie that it's based on a comic, of course. It's in the X-Men universe, but it's a team that we've never seen before, so it's going to be very interesting. And I think much like the new Spider-Man movie is going to be, I think they're going to aim it more at teenagers, and so getting these writers seems like a good idea to write it. And they also worked with the director before, so that's good. So now we shall move on to our rumored stuff, kind of. So there were some leaked photos of a bunch of characters from the Ghost in the Shell American movie. Hollywood took the original. I believe it. I'm not sure, but most of the time animes are based off of manga. So I'm going to say that it was manga first, and then got turned into anime. The Ghost in the Shell franchise is very popular. It's one of the more, I would say, mainstream anime. You might have heard of it, but America is now making their own movie, and they of course cast Scarlett Johansson as the main character, which got a lot of controversy because of course the main character, it's an anime or manga, so the main character was Japanese before, but now it's American, so there's a little controversy there, but I think it could still be good, or it could be like a lot of other movies that aren't good. So we have a bunch of the leaked pictures, and it's more in the rumor thing because maybe not. I feel like they're real. They seem real, but I don't know. Maybe they're not. They seem like they're maybe from some promotional type of thing that it might not be totally their final designs, and it looked very weird. Not exactly the stuff that you'd want to show people necessarily. But it gave us kind of a look on each of the characters, and I think some of them look better than other ones. There was some inconsistencies that I saw people pointing out with some characters, how one was supposed to be the old character and they were younger, or the youngest character was the oldest, and stuff like that. So that could be bad, but not bad. And I do think they're true pictures. I just don't think they're very good pictures. So now we'll head on to our last topic, and the one I like the most. We will count down the New York Times bestseller, the top 10 manga of this week or 2 weeks or whatever. So I will also be saying for how long they've been on it as well, and even if they could have been on it for like a while, but if they dropped out once, then when they jump back in, they will be put as 0. They won't be like it was on a long time before, but since it dropped off, they'll start it over again. So that's why some that you think, wait a minute, why is that have 0? Wouldn't that have been on longer? That's why yeah. So at number 1 is Tokyo Ghoul Volume 8. Of course, it probably just came out, and Tokyo Ghoul is a pretty popular manga, and people like it better than anime. So it's at the 8th volume is at number 1, and it just jumps in this week. So it's got 0. So the next one is Tokyo Ghoul 1, of course, which Tokyo Ghoul 1 probably it's probably buying on a good amount. A lot of the first volumes are usually on here of popular series because people will see them and see, oh, I know that series, and then they'll want to read it and say, okay, I'll pick up the first volume. So I've got that one at the number 2 spot, and it's been on there for 1 week. So of course that it's probably been on a ton of other times, but it probably fell off because there were other ones that did better a certain week, and now it jumps back on. Or jumped back on last time, and now it's on for the second time. So then you have Attack on Titan 19, which was at the number 3 spot. Okay. And you have that was on for 7 sometimes. One Punch Man 1. One Punch Man 1 is the next one. Sorry. That's next. At number 4, it was on for 5. Then at number 5, this is gonna get confusing. Okay, it's not. It's not. It was just that one with 2 5s. So at number 5, at the number 5 spot, is Haikyuu number 2. So of course you might think, wait a minute, Haikyuu, isn't that like going on its 3rd season? It is. The manga is just being released here, I think. So it's just the 2nd volume. It's kind of weird, but anyway, that's a number 5. And number 6 is Attack on Titan number 1, and it's been on 0 again. Attack on Titan is probably the one that's been on the longest. It was on for like a year or something. It was on the list somewhere, but it dropped off, just one time, so now it's back at 0. We have Assassination Classroom, number 11 is at number 7. At number 8 is One Punch Man 5. Usually there's, the first one and the newest one of popular titles as well. And then you also have One Piece 79 at 9, which was on for 4. The other 3, 6, 7, and 8 were all at 0. And then at number 10, My Hero Academia number 5, which was on for 3. Or maybe I read this wrong. I might have gotten this whole thing wrong. So that might not have been right of how long it's been on. That might have been its last spot, or its spot last time. Next time we'll get it right. Don't worry. I mean, already, even though this is really long, we had a lot of stuff to go on. So I think that we're doing very, very well. And yeah, I mean, I'll see you next time, and hopefully it will be even shorter. Probably we'll get more down. We'll get it to the right time. But I already feel like this one is way, way better than the last one, and I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, we'll see how long it takes before I get burnt out or too stressed, too busy to do this anymore. I mean, come on, how hard can it be? It's 13 minutes. Come on, So here you can comment. I'll tell you something in the comments. So, are you excited for the Angry Birds sequel? Don't send me a voice message. Comment down below. What do you think? So yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.